All right. Hello, Olivia. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for agreeing to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just practice for me mainly. So yeah, I'm just learning how to do it and stuff. And yeah, it seems to be going all right. I've been learning how to ask questions better and things, and learning how to use my equipment better.
Nice.
It seems like it's working. So yeah, I figured I'd just ask you a series of questions and see how it goes and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you've been in Olympia for like over 10 years now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you end up here?
A really long road trip.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was I grew up in Asheville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I left in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I moved here in September of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I'd kind of been traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I had bought a camper on eBay and was like living in that and kind of busking. But I did know Spencer from Generifus, so I'd visited before.
Did you meet him in Asheville?
I did. I met him at a show in Asheville.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So did you play music in Asheville?
Yeah. I was playing music.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Was it under your current project name?
No, it was under Olivia Rose, and then I started a project called Ava Leonard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that just like a pseudonym of sorts, or?
Yeah, kind of. Well, was kind of like a snarky response to like a scene that was happening there, and like maybe somebody that like a play on someone's name.
Okay,
kind of.
cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. So what was the music scene like there, I guess?
There's a lot of people from Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So is that sort of like, does that mean that there's like kind of a southern country style to the music or something? Or
no, at the time it was really like very heavy, like noise music.
Oh, okay.
So like kind of, yeah, like I feel like that was kind of a common, I don't know, at least on the East Coast, it was really heavily like noise music based, and I was more like, I guess, a singer-songwriter.
Uh-huh. So when you say noise, is it like people that just have like a table full of pedals and stuff? And
yeah.
just making... Okay, cool, yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. So was there something kind of refreshing and appealing to you about Olympia then?
Yeah. I mean, Spencer, at the show that I met him at, I was like pretty frustrated that night, I think, going to the show, but Spencer was really kind and
cool.
Lived in Olympia at the time and was had a show house chez Puget and was like, hey, if you're ever in Olympia, you can play at my house. And he had never heard me before. So I think that was, I'd visited once before. I had friends here at Evergreen, but yeah, Spencer and Generifus was like my first introduction into people in the scene. And yeah, again, he was really kind and open and understanding of like kind of my rantings and ravings.
Right. Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot of things from him because he was involved with setting up shows in the east side outside of Seattle, and I think his perspective was very helpful to me at times. So yeah, it's cool that we can relate about that. So did you have other friends from Asheville that sort of like followed you out here eventually, or was it sort of just kind of yeah?
I kind of think that, like, I don't know, I don't know if it like followed out. Right. It's like kind of, we did have just like a kind of a crew that ended up in Olympia from Asheville. So but I think that was really common. Even like what I've kind of noticed in the patterns is like, like I had friends that were from Asheville that had moved out here and like maybe because they knew people, but then, there's other pockets of like Texas people, or like a Minnesota folk and like, yeah. So, yeah, I think that like there's definitely like a period of time though, where there was like a lot of people from Asheville living out here, which was really cool. I was like, I love this. Yeah.
Right on. So, did your brother come out here because he also liked Washington as well, or was there another reason that attracted him to the area?
I think just like being close to me.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, because he was in he was in the Peace Corps at the time, so he'd like come and visit, and and just after I think the second time in the Peace Corps, I was like, just come out.
Nice, that's cool. I remember exactly when I met him because it was out at the first Waine stock. He was there. It's like I think he just arrived back in the country on the same day or something.
I think he just had flown in from. It was I think it was Liberia.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah, and like literally came from the airport to Waine stock.
So cool because I feel like me and him became very fast friends. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that friendship, and it's really cool to like know siblings sometimes, you know. And also it's really nice to see like siblings with a close bond, you know. When that works, it's a really nice thing, you know. It's a really special thing, and I feel like my brother and I are pretty different in a lot of ways, but we have like a special relationship that's kind of, you know, unique to us. And I'd say that maybe you and Dashel like don't have all the same interests, but you seem to share a lot in other ways.
Oh yeah, right? Definitely.
Yeah.
And you know, that's, you know, we weren't like really especially close when we were younger.
Yeah.
So I think that like the bond that we have formed has been like within like in our adulthood. So that's been it's really special. I love him so much. Yeah,
that's great. I think there's like a few times where I came down here with him to like Olympia events and things, and it's just cool. I don't know. I'd say that you're pretty different people, but you complement each other, I guess. But one thing I know about him that for sure is that he's like really good with remembering people's names and details about people, and I think that's like a really like charming thing to be able to do. And I think that's something that I'm pretty good at. I feel like I remember little details about people, so it's like it's nice when other people do that because it makes me feel I don't know, like it's just a cool normal thing to do, I guess, because there's been times where people have like thought that I've like been like kind of sociopathically like remembering things about people, but I don't know, I just like I remember details about people, so it's a fine thing, you know. Yeah.
I mean, I really love like that you two became friends and like the friendship. Well, and you were also friends with Catherine.
Yes, that was funny. Yeah, I met Catherine completely unrelated to anything. I don't know. That was cool. Yeah.
Gravitating towards all the Asheville.
Exactly.
People.
Yeah, it's funny.
We are a rare breed.
So
the local Asheville.
Asheville is like a mid-sized town, or is it like a large city, or?
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, somewhere between a town and a city. There's like probably, I mean, when I was growing up, like 85,000. So it's still pretty small.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I really want to go down there at some point. I never have. And there's like this place where you can rent nice cars. And I thought it'd be like really cool classic cars, like really unique ones. And I thought it'd be great to go down there and like to see Jamie and Catherine and meet their child and like do a music video with like one of the cool cars or something like that. Oh, you gotta go. Yeah, I just have to. I feel like it would be very important, and I'd love to work with Jamie again and stuff. And
and Lucy is so cute.
Oh, that's the baby?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Awesome.
Yeah, we love Lucy. Shout out Lucy.
It's funny. So you're speaking of music videos, are you working on some new ideas for videos?
Yeah, I have a lot of ideas for music videos, which is really exciting. I think that's kind of an indicator that the album is getting close. I think when I can start to see visuals for especially music videos, then I'm like, oh, okay, like we're getting somewhere. So yeah, we're gonna we have 3 shows coming up this weekend, and I'm going to be shooting at all of them to try and just get, I mean, it's going to really like be just a stitched together music video, but I have a concept for one song called, it's a new song called Toilet Water that I'm working on.
Nice. I think that's a great title for a Rose song. I also like the title Harry Potter Wanna. That's a really good one. And I feel like you have a lot of like single word titles as well.
Yeah. Before it was Toilet Water, it was called Problems. But
Problems. Toilet Water is more memorable, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. That's cool. So you're going to like have live footage basically for the music video? Okay, right on. That's nice. And who's going to be filming that?
So, just so Spencer's partner Brooke is gonna help in Olympia and Seattle, I think. But then we're still trying to find someone to help in Portland, and like maybe Stevie, like, and me, like, I don't know. It's just, again, it's gonna be stitched together.
Yeah,
it's not like. Yeah, we're just gonna get what we can get.
I feel like there's a lot of media types in Portland, so I'm sure you'll be able to find someone.
Yeah, and I think that the kind of the the haphazardness of like the song, the way that it's recorded, what it's about, it's gonna really lend itself to just like, here, take this camera. I have this shot. I need you to get this. Like, just get it.
That's
and
cool.
Like, let's get it in as many different settings as we can. Yeah. But like, we get what we get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like with music and videos, since you've sort of like completed quite a lot of things at this point, do you feel like more confidence about the cycle of beginning and working on something and finishing it? Do you feel like that has become like more like measurable in your head, sort of like? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Yeah, I feel like I'm just thinking a lot these days about like finishing things, and I'd love to just ask you about like any insights or thoughts you have about like when something feels finished to you, or like, do you feel like sometimes you sort of have to like let go of things and like let them just be what they are at a certain point, or is there like a process for you where you just kind of like things just kind of feel like they're ready, because you can like constantly just edit things and mix things and stuff. Like, what happens? Is there like a group agreement as a band, or like is it just you just sort of like feeling it being done, or what?
I think that it's like that's an interesting, I think it's different. I mean, especially like when it comes to like something could be done, but then like, are we talking about release?
Sure.
And I think that that's something that I really have struggled with.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, do we just put it on the internet?
Yeah.
Like, we're not working with anyone right now. Like, or do I wait for a label, or like who's gonna put it out? Like, do it, like, how do we then there's, I think that the thing with the album is it's like you're finishing, what I'm realizing is it's just piece by piece is finished. So it's like, this song is done mixing, let's just master it. We don't need to keep touching it anymore. Like, okay, great, what's next? Music video? Perfect. Like, let's just get it done. And then once, and this is really also just a shift in my thinking recently. It's like, then once those are, because my instinct is just like, throw my hands up, fuck it, let's put it out there. And like, it's, I don't know, it's like something that I learned in school is like this cycle of like awareness. It's this concept of like a cycle of awareness, and where everyone lands and like has struggle from moving from one aspect to another. And so it's like what you were saying is like having trouble. People have trouble in concluding, wrapping things up. And where I have trouble is jumping from like kind of sensation, like, oh, this is the idea, to like action. And I like don't really sit with like an awareness aspect of it. Sorry to like get like. No,
it's fine.
But like, I think that I'm like, oh, like just like, I just want it to be like done and like put it out there and like kind of don't sit with it.
I guess there's also, like you're talking about like release versus finishing it. Like, there can be a frustrating period if you are working with someone or whatever to like, for it to be seen by people or whatever.
Totally.
Some things can like kind of sit around for a long time. I'm just going to double check this is still running real fast.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems like it is, but yeah, cool. Well, okay, it's working. Sweet.
Okay, great. They're picking us up.
Yeah, excellent. Cool. Well, let me just look at my little list here real fast. Okay. So your live band now is you and Vin and Liam and Stevie and Laith, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Stevie has replaced another person, right?
Like my sister Sarah.
Right? Yeah, she moved back to Asheville. Is that correct?
She moved back to Asheville.
That's awesome. So does Stevie just play the synth now, or?
Yeah, he's just doing synths.
Okay, right on.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And have you ever collaborated with him before this?
Yeah, Stevie actually played bass in O-Rose originally. So before Vin, so I guess Stevie and Liam were the first two members of O-Rose back in 2014.
Okay.
I started recording our EP with Stevie in my basement in Olympia. So that's how, originally. Oh, and actually even before that, there's a EP called A Date at the Guest House on the O-Rose Bandcamp, and that was recorded in Stevie's room in 2013. Oh, okay. So, and that was I think one of the first times we hung out. So yeah, Stevie is just playing the synth now, but I will say the first member of O-Rose aside from me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, as far as how the recordings turn out and things, Vin is the engineer for most things now, right?
Yep. We usually Vin, River usually will come. Our friend River will come and help with the recording process, or in the past mixing. But as of right now, Vin is doing the mixing and mastering, and I'm they're kind of overseeing mixing aspects, but he's also mastering.
Right on. So between your most recent release, While My Father Sleeps, and Seven, I feel like sonically they're pretty similar. Maybe While My Father Sleeps sounds a bit more polished or something, but generally they have the same sonic sound. But there's I feel like there's a little, there's 2 years in between them or something.
4.
Oh wow, okay. Did you sort of just did you feel that Seven worked really well and you just kind of wanted to kind of have the same approach? Or it's it seems like that to me, that Seven just worked really well, so you just kind of went with that same approach. But I'm not sure how things were done differently or anything.
As far as kind of the recording stages of it. Yeah, I think just still DIY recording. Yeah. I think that there's an aspect, and I think even with the next album, it's not, there's, I don't know, I think that there is some sort of thread between all of them. Yeah. But I think that one of the things is just not really finding the other people that were let's collaborate with you, or that I am. I'm open to it, but it just works. It's our crew has kind of everything it needs. But yeah,
that's awesome. So how do things take form? When you come up with the ideas, or the lyrics of songs or whatever, do you how does it go from there to translating into a full band format? Do you, it seems obviously you're very collaborative in that part, but do you how does that work out? Do you just kind of try things and just try them live, and does the cycle just repeat and refine sort of, or
so usually I'll bring a song to the band, and usually I would say that I'm writing the lyrics and vocal melodies while the guitar, but kind of letting everybody else play what they want. And for we'll have opinions about it, but it's not play this kind of thing, because I don't know. I'm whatever. But I would say that I am pretty particular in where I do kind of assert maybe more, not control, but vision is around this song structure. Yeah. If that makes sense. So the melodies and the song's going to go from here to here. So, standard format, bridge, chorus, blah, blah, blah. But what those things are looking like, that's usually where I'll come in.
Nice. Yeah, I was wondering, because I think there's a song on Seven, I can't remember the name of it, but it kind of very quickly changes rhythm. I'm not sure the name of it, but it feels very sudden, and then it kind of goes back into the original rhythm, then it goes back into that new rhythm, and I don't know. I was just like curious about how. I wish I remember the title of it, but do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
But I will say that I'm like a really big fan of changing rhythm.
Yeah,
and like that's why I'm always like, God bless Liam on the drums for kind of because I love that.
Nice. Do you record live like as a band on those songs, or do you just do things one at a time, or?
It depends.
Yeah. For
the most part, I think we've like on 7. Gosh, I feel like that was so long ago. That was like 8 years ago. I think we did it live. Like I don't even really remember recording 7.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, for sure. And what was I gonna ask next? Sorry, one sec.
Fine.
Oh yeah, how do you take care of your voice? Like, how did you learn to sing, and how did you? Yeah, because I feel like there's some things that are quite like athletic in some of your songs, and like, do you just go for it, and does it just come from deep within, or I don't know? Are there things? Do you think about your voice and like the health of your vocal cords and things like?
I have more so I think recently in like the last like few years. I've definitely destroyed, like I've really done some messed up stuff to my voice, which I think is like like it's still, I can still sing, but you know, I try to be like a little bit more mindful of like breath work and not like drinking before we play, really. I quit smoking 4 months ago.
Oh wow.
So we'll see how that changes things. So I've never really I've been like a heavy smoker since I was like 14.
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't know. What if my voice gets worse because I don't smoke cigarettes, you know?
I think that happened to Bob Dylan. I don't know though.
Oh jeez.
No, I've been doing like more regular exercise lately, and it feels like it improves my ability to sing, which makes sense because it's all like cardiovascular mechanism to some degree, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. What happens though if you're like on a big tour, like some of them that you've been on, and you like lose your voice? Like what?
Oh, it's just so you don't speak.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just can't speak. It sucks.
You just have to wait it out.
I've been there, done that, and it totally sucks.
And what was the last tour that you went on? Was that in November? Mm-hmm. Nice. Mm-hmm. What sort of insights or things have you kind of gained from going on these bigger national tours with acts that are, I guess you would say, like more established or like have more years on them or something like that? Like, do you feel like you've kind of adapted to like playing in different environments more, or like is there something that you've kind of taken away from seeing how people do things on a different level at all?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. One thing that I've taken away is that no matter like the level, at least the levels that I've seen, that touring is brutal across the board. It's a really gnarly lifestyle. Yeah. Not like in this ways of like, oh, everyone's like messed up or on drugs or like, you know, that like, it's just really hard on your body. It's really hard to be away from people that you love. It can be incredibly repetitive. I've learned that probably having a tour bus is better than living in a van. I've learned the value in good sound checks and like people that are passionate about doing sound at venues. I've learned a lot about conflict resolution.
Yes, please. If there's any way you can talk to that specific thing, that'd be cool. Just because I feel like you're really good at sort of communicating with people and having your principles and values present, but also like navigating through different groups of people. So yeah, like as far as conflict resolution goes, like does anything stand out on those bigger sort of experiences?
I mean, like on the large tours, I kind of feel like maybe by the time we were starting to get to those tours, we'd kind of been through a lot of like the conflict. But I mean, it's like, I mean, like what happens if, you know, for instance, like my voice goes out, like I'm going to be in a bad mood, or like people, you just kind of really have to be incredibly in tune with the people that you're on the road with. It's a super intimate experience. And I think we've been really lucky for the larger tours, specifically with Future Islands, to be touring with a group of people that understand that and also deeply love and care about each other in like a familial aspect. Like it's like this family. So like kind of with family, or in that sense, like we all have our quirkiness, but like kind of understanding what is important to address and what is just like just let it roll off kind of thing. And I think that that's like a navigation that like I think once you get through that, I don't know. And just being like I think what I listed before is just understanding how hard it is, and reminding yourself of that can create like a lot of empathy for like for conflict with people.
Totally.
So
that's a great answer. I feel like since you've been to a lot of different places at this point, and I feel like I spent most of my time growing up in the Northwest. You know, I went to the East Coast for a little while, and I saw how people just do things and operate very differently. Do you? I'm trying to figure out how to ask this. Like, do you think it's given you? I mean, it's obviously done this, but like, has it given you like perspective about the way that people do things in Asheville and Olympia versus like other parts of the country? And do you feel like that helps you understand people around here better somehow by like seeing how other people behave differently in different parts of America? That's kind of a weird, convoluted labyrinth question, but
like, are you talking about like the anomaly that's the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, do you feel like, I don't know, there's like, I mean,
there's just different like cultures.
Yeah, different culture. Yeah. So
for sure.
Maybe it's sometimes, I think that sometimes it's maybe just like my micro community of people are like kind of sometimes shy, or like seems like there's like a passive aggressiveness or something like that. And
I'd say more conflict avoidant.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of.
I'd definitely say that that's what I am. Even though I don't like to be, and like it can be a hard life being conflict avoidant. It's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes there have been things where I've just been caught up in it and realizing that there's no reason to be. If I would have just been able to assert myself a bit more, like my entire universe would be changed. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the only person.
I'm just gonna reset the camera real fast.
Okay.
Sorry.
Very good.
You can keep talking though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. So the only person in O'Rose that is from the Pacific Northwest is Liam.
Yes.
And like, I want to say, I think that he won't mind me saying this, but I think that he learned a lot about conflict and like different ways people have conflict from being around us. Because like I'm from the South. Yeah. Vin is from New York. Sarah's also from the South, and we're both like loud families. Stevie's from Texas. Lath is also from Texas now, and Liam's from
small town.
White Salmon.
Yeah.
So like I think that it is different. Like but that's just, you know, I think that
for sure
has so much to do with like, but the culture of like the Pacific Northwest is I think conflict avoidant. Yeah,
sometimes when someone's coming up to me with like a request or something, I like feel like I'm in trouble already just because they're asking for something or they want something to be done differently. I'm like, oh no, shit, I like did it wrong. But I don't know. I think I'm getting better at dealing with that, and I think that the more people that you expose yourself to, the more you realize like what is just kind of like a quirk of a culture or something like that, and what is like acceptable on a larger scale. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also good to like be able to read the room, and yeah.
And that's like, I mean, that's just something that everyone's trying to navigate all the time. Is like, sure. And like, and not taking, it's a like not thinking that when somebody has an issue or is speaking to you in a way that you're like, hey, this is different than like whatever.
Yeah.
That's saying something about you as an entire person and your whole character. And I think that that's, something that everyone is navigating in with ourselves, like in self-consciousness and all of that. So yeah.
Cool. So congratulations on finishing a degree recently.
Yeah.
At Evergreen.
I went.
What was it? What was the program?
Which one?
Oh, I don't know. The most recent one.
No, so the most recent one I was taking was called Advanced Studies in Music and Humanities.
Oh, cool.
But that was, it was pretty.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I pretty much just like went on tour.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But before that, I was doing a lot of social psychology courses and like media arts. So I guess in the hodgepodge of Evergreen, I have a Bachelor of Arts degrees in psychology and media arts.
Cool. Did you get to try out like, I know there's like a vast amount of equipment that you can check out from the Evergreen equipment libraries and things like that. Did you play around with any cool gadgets or anything like that in your time?
Honestly, no. I kind of wish I had. No, I don't. No. Yeah. I just didn't use that as much. Originally, when I went to school, I was going for like media.
Okay.
But then I left in 2000, I guess, 17.
Okay, so you attended Evergreen here originally?
Yeah, I didn't move here for Evergreen, but then I went to school in 2017, and then I went back to school in 2020 during COVID because I was like, I just have to finish this degree.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me think. I got some other questions here.
Cool.
So what's the name? What's the just? I know I'm jumping around a bit, but do you have a name for the upcoming album?
I don't. We haven't gotten there.
Does that usually come at the end, or?
No, that's usually there a little sooner, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be self-titled. I'm like, can you release your third album as a self-titled?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's cool. And what was what's the Sou'wester like? Because I know you went down there like in the fall or something.
Awesome. I mean, everyone go to Sou'wester.
What is it like? Like, what is it?
It's like a vintage trailer park on like a few blocks away from the ocean. And like with a huge lodge that you can like get food at with like an honor system, and like they have like a little sauna, and they have like a little trailer that has like vintage clothes, and it's all like honor system based, and like it's amazing. And they have live music on the weekends, and yeah, it's so cool. And like, I mean, when I first came out west or started moving west, like I had a 1963 Shasta like camper that I bought on eBay. Wow. And so like love vintage. I've always loved like vintage campers, like Airstreams, and just like this idea of like this movable home.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So yeah, they just have like a bunch of different campers everywhere.
Cool. And yeah, people can like go there for just to go check it out, or you can do like residencies there and stuff, right?
Yeah. You can do residencies. They have like different artist residencies. We have some friends that are getting married there this summer. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Right on. Let me think about a couple more things real fast. Oh, did you sell that guitar that you were trying to sell?
No.
No? Damn. So
want it?
What's the story behind it?
That was, I guess, the first electric guitar electric guitar that I had bought. I got it from Capital City Guitars
Mm-hmm.
downtown. I recorded a lot of the EP on it and I took it on our first tour in 2014, and I've just had it. It has before I cleaned it up, it had like blood stains all over it because I used to like play so hard.
Really hard. Wow.
It was just like, and that would like, I don't know, didn't know what I was doing, but I think I'm going to jump on the rubber bridge trend. I don't know if you've heard about this, like making a bridge but out of rubber and for a certain sound. I think I'm gonna do that with that.
Kind of like sounds buzzy or what?
No, it sounds almost like kind of flat and like apparently like artists do it. Trend. It's a trend.
Cool.
Shout out Vin for
that. Sounds like a cool thing. Maybe I'll pick up some rubber and try that out too.
Let's go.
But yeah, so you're just gonna keep that guitar around
unless somebody wants to buy it.
Okay, yeah, we'll put a link in the description or something. I don't know.
Just DM me.
Are you like pretty sentimental about objects and like items and things? Like, would you say that you? I don't know. No. You don't feel attachment to things. Like you're not a pack rat.
No, I mean I'm not like. No, I've like no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've lost a lot of stuff over my life, and I just kind of have to like. There's like a couple things where I like think about it. And I'm like, oof, damn it.
You wish you didn't have them.
Or I wish I had them. Like, where did they go? Like this jacket that was my mom's. Like I'm like, where in the world? It's hard to think about without just being like, oh my gosh, it's so sad. But whatever.
Yeah, that's a good way to be, I think.
Yeah. Are you?
Well, I feel like I'm constantly getting rid of stuff, even though I don't know. Like, if you enter my home, it doesn't seem like it's cluttered or anything, but it just feels like I'm constantly going through this process of getting rid of things, and it's a very liberating thing to just kind of be able to like gracefully part ways with a thing, because I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just feel very weighed down by things sometimes, and I'm trying to like refine my possessions and feel like everything that I have is of value and serves my vision, and not just because sometimes I'll just have things in my home and I'll look at it, I'm like, why is this right here? Like this thing sucks. Like this thing isn't. It's not cool looking. It doesn't really serve its purpose very well. I don't know. So yeah, I've been like more ruthless with my getting rid of stuff lately. Like because I want everything I own. Like, it's this thing where I don't want to have to, like, I'm not sentimental about clothing and possessions. Like, I don't want to have to think about them, but I also want them to be, like, I want them to serve the right purpose. So that's something I'm just going through right now and trying to figure out, I guess. And
do you want to, like, have, do you want to, like, have sentimental attachments to things, and that's like what you like, I guess, or like to like, do you want the things that you keep in your house to be something that actually have meaning for you? But you don't want to attach meaning to like
like a type of meaning, I guess, like a thing that's like it's serving or a use. It's serving my vision or whatever, instead of just being there for no apparent reason, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like little drawings from my childhood, or like pictures of my family and stuff, or I wouldn't just like throw them away.
But maybe you wouldn't like hang them up.
Yeah. Like I have like music cables that are functional, but they just, for some reason, they always get extremely tangled, or like they aren't good. So even though they fully serve a purpose, I'd like to like find another home for them and things like that. So I really like these colored cables a lot. I'm borrowing them from my friend Will, and it's great because like, obviously in like a recording scenario, you can like see what's plugged into where, which is really helpful. So I feel like all cables should be like
different colors.
Yeah, different colors, because it's really nice.
I really like a lot of color, so that's like kind of I don't know, but like in the house, like I think everything, a lot of this stuff here, like I know exactly where it came from and like have sentiment. Cool. But if I didn't have it anymore, would I freak out? No,
that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Brooklyn and I, we're pretty collaborative about our space because we live together now. Do you and Stu feel Do you feel like you're good at collaborating in that way, or do you have like you share a lot of tastes and things?
Yeah, I think so. I think
cool.
I think we're it's like we're different, but I don't know, we're pretty good at like compromising, I think. We're like, I'm more like I don't know, I like want to see it, so I'm always like wanting to move stuff around, and I feel like sometimes he's like more hesitant about that.
Okay.
But for the most part, yeah. And like also if he, I think if one of us strongly didn't like something, then get rid of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you balance each other out in certain ways?
I think so. I think we at the core really understand each other. And
that's cool. That's what Brooklyn is very methodical about things, and I feel like I'm a bit more chaotic and random. So
yeah,
it's nice to have someone that's like more follows instructions well and things. It's good.
Yeah, so he was really good at, and like also doesn't have to like, you like doesn't, I don't know, it's like lollygag kind of.
Yeah, totally. Brooklyn has like a calendar on the wall that she writes all of her things on, so I can see where they are and things. And
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really great. But I don't know, for some reason like little tasks like that are hard for me. Even though they make everything a lot easier. So
I have trouble like making, if you present me with like too many options, then I like totally short circuit.
For sure. Yeah. It's nice to I'm trying to get in the habit of like making decisions faster, and I think it's funny because apparently like chess helps with that. And I played like a lot of chess with your brother, but like I think apparently if you play a lot of chess, it helps you make firm opinions under pressure, or firm decisions under pressure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
good.
And it makes sense because but it's, I don't know. I've been playing a bit more chess recently, and it's been good. So hopefully it'll help me make some decisions about what I'm going to do next with my life.
Well, yeah. What are you going to do next? What's next?
Well, I have like a bunch of songs that I want to put out and stuff, and keep playing music. But I'm also trying to figure out like what job I want to do and stuff, because I still do stuff with computers and things like that, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that seems to be fine, and I enjoy that, but yeah, I feel like I feel ready to switch things up somehow. So yeah, like
in the area that pays the bills.
Sure. Yes.
Right.
Yes. And yeah, I just want to also be more consistent with my creative stuff, because I think that like I've gotten in my own way a lot with just trying, like, being a perfectionist with things, and it doesn't really have to be that way. So another goal I have for myself is to sort of just be more consistent and trust myself a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like a good thing.
I think I could use that too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm working on that, but that's why it's taken 4 years for each album, because I would say, but also life just happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I think that's the other thing, is just like being really kind to yourself, and like understanding that you have like how much you've done, and that's what I just like try, and like just trying to switch your mindset around it.
Totally.
It's like so huge, and being like, actually, like, you're doing great. Yeah,
for sure. Because like, you can think about like, oh, that's such a massive gap, but so many things happened in the last 4 years, and so much change and adaptation and growth in all these different areas. So I feel like it kind of makes sense to take a break from making albums sometimes, in order for it to like be fresh, because I feel like if you just kept doing it, it would just be the same one. It would kind of feel like wouldn't feel like much of a change or something like that.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who knows what, like, it's interesting. I don't know what a big change or leap it's going to be with this next one. Mm-hmm. Well, but I don't really care. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Excellent. Well, I think that's all I have. Let me just double check real fast. Okay. I think this was really good. Thanks for coming down. Yeah, just congratulations on graduating again, and the new album. I didn't know about that until right now, so that's great. And
I'm really excited to play together on Saturday. It'll be
Yeah,
really fun.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sunset's always a real pleasure. And
Is this going to come out before then?
Yes. That was part of the reason.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I wanted to get it
Sunset
done.
Tavern.
Yeah.
On Saturday, July 1st.
God, I can't believe how fast June has gone by.
I know.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Olivia.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers.
Cheers.